like, there's been like a lot of negative negative reviews saying, so like for example, if I go here, the beginning is right here. It's also dubbed. So where can you look at reviews? I forgot where you could look at reviews, but that's besides the point. What? Oh. So, where's the reviews at? So they give it a 4.0. I think, hold on. So 70% 5 stars. There's a little bit more percentage with the 1 star. But look at this. They even did a petition, guys. I'm gonna show that in a little bit. Let me just get this. With the anime adaptation, this is the author. With the anime adaptation of the beginning after the end having reached its 3rd week and Sakura-con approaching, I felt it was necessary for me to speak in the hopes to quell my misunderstandings making their rounds. So he's going to... So this... Oh, I can't highlight it. So what he's saying here, like, in the end, he's gonna say, like, let me just clear up the air, and let me just tell you guys something that I know it's gonna make me look like I'm running away, but I'm not. I actually care about this work. Because I feel like, because I've been, like, hearing a lot of stuff, like, there's people saying he's running away from the product, there's people saying that he's given up on the anime, but how would he, like, I understand, but this is his thing. So, let's still read, okay? I want to start off by thanking all of you. Things have gotten loud, for lack of a better word. So when he's saying things have gotten loud, that means things have gotten, a bit overwhelmingly negative. Like, he's gonna be vague about it. He's not gonna say, like, oh, things have been getting, like bad, things have been getting, like, hectic for me, things have been getting, like, negative for me. He's not gonna say that. He's gonna, like, try to, like, lack for a better word, so he's gonna use the word loud. And I sincerely was touched and by the heartfelt messages I received. It means a lot to me that throughout the near decade of writing the beginning after the end, the story has amassed such a passionate fan base. So, the fan base is from Tapas, I believe, because I remember, when I watched when you watch the anime, like, say if I click this and then it plays, right? Say if it plays, it was, he started on Tapas, I believe. Totoromi started on Tapas. Coming from a time where I was sitting in the corner of a cafe writing a novel by myself for myself, it's obvious just how large the beginning of the end has gotten. That's where we all start, you know? We all start in, like, sitting somewhere. It doesn't have to be a cafe. It could be, like, in your room. It could be, like, in your living room or at a park. Like, that's where it all started. And then, like, coming, like, now, it's, like, you know, the beginning of the end was a webcomic, and it turned into an anime. But it has gotten a bit of a mixed reviews, because people are saying that the animation's bad, that they're not even trying, that they ruined the story, it looked like freaking PowerPoints, blah, blah, blah. And then here's where it's like, he's gonna admit to some things. I am no longer just responsible for myself, but for my team members. The partners are associated with my works as well as my readers. So, this is where it's gonna get for real. This is where it gets, like, actually serious. With each interaction of the beginning of the end, which more and more people are involved, comes with a unique set of challenges and intercessions. So what I'm guessing is that Turtle Mean was actually, like, he was unaware of, like, the more people are going to be involved, like, for example, the anime adaptation that's on, like, Crunchyroll, I feel like he was challenged with the fact that he's not going to be in charge anymore. And this is where he talks about it. The anime adaptation has been a huge learning experience, collaborating in an industry with so many different people across Tapas. So, this is where it gets interesting. So, where he says, the anime adaptation has been a huge learning experience. That means that he was unaware of, like, when your work turns into an anime, like, there's gonna be a lot of things changed. Like, you're not gonna be in charge of a lot of things. Like, you don't get to say how the anime goes. That's not up to you. You, as the, like, author, manga artist, manhwa artist, writer, whatever, you're in charge of the product that first started, like, adapted into the anime adaptation. The anime adaptation it's not in your part to be in charge anymore. It's now to the directors. Studio ACAT and Crunchyroll. So this is where I'm conflicted. So when he mentioned Studio ACAT, we will actually go over Studio ACAT. I did not know about this studio. I had no idea about this studio whatsoever. I mean, I heard about Apolex. I heard about what was that? The anime company that did Bleach. I forgot the name of it, but those are the studios that I'm mostly familiar with. I've never heard of ACAT before. So Studio ACAT and Crunchyroll, who all brought their own unique vision of what the beginning after the anime could be. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is vague. He is being extremely vague right here. You can't sit there and just say that, yeah, this is fine, because the clips in the beginning after the end, when it's like fight scenes, they look like moving, like they literally look like PowerPoints. Like, I'm not even kidding, and I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but that's what it actually looks like. You can't just sit there and say that they have their own unique vision. It's like they're not even trying. That's just my opinion, okay? Sorry that it sounded a little bit mean, but that's what people are saying. So, at the end of the day, there will always be creative differences in the room, but I really do believe everyone is coming to their best efforts and intentions. If you call that best efforts and intentions, I mean, I get he's trying to be nice here because he can't full on say his, like, what he actually feels, because this is supposed to be like a professional corporate note, but I will say this for sure. How come because I know Apolex was also in charge with solo leveling. How come Apolex did much more better with solo leveling? And solo leveling is a webcomic, literally. I do not understand. I feel like I'm being a little bit biased, but it's like, when you're comparing, like, people are gonna say, oh, but you're comparing, like, solo leveling that's already popular. That's not what I'm trying to do. So, solo leveling, when it begun with its, like, storytelling and, like, fight scenes, they were not like this. And when I saw the webcomic with the animation on how they did it, in the webcomic, it's really cool. Like, it could actually be, like, a full-on fight scene. These were just, like, motion pictures, fight scenes, like, not even trying. Okay, so this is where it gets really serious. Like, for real this time, okay? I learned in the anime industry, it's very rare for the creator to have a say in deciding the ins and outs when it comes to inception of an anime. So, here's what I understand. I understand that he thought he would be in charge, right? He thought he would be in charge of his own anime. He would be in charge because it's his webcomic that's being turned into an anime. He thought he would be in charge. But then when they got the saying that, okay, we're gonna make an anime out of your webcomic, he thought that he would be like, okay, well, I'll be in the meetings and all that, and they all got confused saying the creator is in the meetings, but they don't get to say, like, what's gonna happen or not, you know? It's like that one episode in Oshinoko. In Oshinoko, when, in the game of telephone, I remember the episode's name, Abiko Sensei, the creator of Tokyo Blade, this is all in the anime of Oshinoko, she wanted to get a saying, and she hated the play. She hated how, like, because she wanted the entire play to be rewritten, and she said that if it doesn't go her way, then she will cancel the project. So, and then, like, it shows, like, a line of people, when they get to say, like, they all get to say, but the other doesn't. You know, the other doesn't get to say. The only thing they get to say if they don't want the anime adaptation anymore, or they don't want their work anymore to be like, you know, a thing. So I understand that part. The same thing goes towards there's this one author in the anime. I forgot her name, but her manga got adapted into. I'm not sure if it was an anime. No, it was a show. It was a live drama show, and the drama failed, and they got one of the actors. They only got him into it because he was good looking, but he was so bad at acting, and the drama flopped. This is like kind of the same thing. The animation flopped, which means the show flopped. That's what people are saying. This was a growing point for me since I was so used to having control over everything regarding the beginning after the end. After all, for the novel, I am the one writing it. For the comment, I oversee every single round. So when I started to look over the comic, he does credit people like colorist. I forgot the other thing he credited a lot of people like editor or something. So he was in charge of that. When at the beginning after the end was option for an anime, I realized there were millions of moving parts before the production could even begin. So, like I said, I'm not really familiar. I'm only familiar with like how it works, but how it like the moving parts, I'm not really like familiar into it. After times the best products are in, I can't sound that words, a passionate hard work and luck from a strong and dedicated team. Like I said, he's being nice. But as anything you love, whether it's your pet, your story, or even your child, when faced with challenges, you don't wish for it to be gone or do a do-over. You support it through difficult times and push it up so that it becomes something that you can cherish because of all the trials and tribulations you overcome together. What is he trying to say here? This seems iffy to me. What is he trying to say there? I don't understand. This I'm what he's saying right here, I'm extremely conflicted of. Like, actually, for all the people behind the scenes who have given me all this opportunity, and I'm thankful for all you helping make this happen in the first place. You struck through the beginning after the end, on its highs and lows, and as I ask for your support now. Please continue being the rock that gave the beginning after the end, time and chance where it is today. I am not asking you to like something you don't, but be respectful and set an example of vast ocean that is the internet. Okay, so I'm not gonna read the rest because it's like saying like, I know I like saying this and that, but there's something I did want to make up. I make with intention of respecting myself all the times from the time and tears I spend writing it, respecting those supporting me and not for me in the industry, respecting those in hopes, blah blah blah. So, okay, I know I'm rushing through this, but let me tell you something. He is saying here that he fucked up as naive. Like, he wasn't aware of how the anime industry worked, and it just didn't work out. Like, my guess here is that he thought that he would get like a say into everything. Like, he would be like, oh, like I would be like, how should I say it? In control of the anime, and he wasn't. It was the directors, and now that his anime is out, and then he realized, oh my gosh, the animation, people are criticizing it. There's one thing that this author has to realize. Criticism is gonna happen, no matter what. It doesn't matter if your show is good, it doesn't matter if your webcomic is good, it's popular, blah blah blah. You're always going to get criticized. Like, that's how you grow as a person. So, my guess is that he needs, okay, I'm not trying to say, oh no, he has to realize this, he has to realize that, no, but like, everybody, not just him, everybody, has to realize that everybody's gonna get criticized, no matter what. You didn't thought I got criticized when, the first draft of my story, for my webcomic, I got criticized really bad.
Charging my phone, and then when I come back, the call was gone. I'm very disappointed in the connection. Alright, first of all, I do have to say, because I'm going to be editing the last video for this one, I do want to say, we just watched the fourth episode of The Beginning After the End, and I have to tell you guys, it is not good. Like, there has been, whoever was in charge of the anime, I get changes is necessary, but why is there supposed to be changes where it doesn't make sense? You know, I'm not sure if it's just a me thing, but seriously. But okay, so throughout the entire like episode, let me explain the entire episode. So Arthur, the main character, saves, I forgot her name. It starts with a T, but I forgot her name. And here is something that really kind of made me annoyed. Is that, wait, hold on a second. I think my earbuds are dying. Maybe that's why. But no, but like throughout the entire episode when they were walking, because my sister read read the comic, right? She read the manhwa or manhwa. Well, which one is it? I have no idea. But she read it, and she told me this is not how it's supposed to be. That it's not supposed to be like, for example, I guess like the girl that he saves, right? The girl that he saves like turns her back on him, and that didn't happen in the webcomic. She didn't do that. So I actually want to search up, because I don't that's the problem. I don't even remember myself about what happened. Reviews. So the anime. Ah! Okay. Damn! Wait. Hold up. Okay, let me share my screen real quick. Hold up. Look at this, guys. Okay, I'm not sure if I'm tripping. Let me see solo leveling. So if we put solo leveling, Crunchyroll, right? So, shit. Because it doesn't say like if you need like if it's free or not if you search up solo leveling. But look at the beginning after the end. It's free. It's literally free. Free to watch. So if I click on it, I know I'm going to be signed in and all that. So, Saved by the King. And I want to see the reviews. Oh shit, the 1-star already got up. Wait, is this the anime or the webcomic? I think this is the webcomic. Yes, it is the webcomic. Oh, what did I click on? What? Damn commercials. Oh, well, I really can't give maybe let me see the reviews, episodes. Oh, here's the ratings. Oh, damn commercials, I swear. So let's see. Let's click on episodes. So the first episode got a 6.4. The second episode got a 5.6. The third episode, so this is the most disliked episode, is Meeting the King. And it's still in the 5s. Like, people are not liking it. I want to see this. Is there like reviews? There's more 1s than 10s. I'm not even joking. That is bad. Emotionless and dry. Oh shit, this is what my sister was talking about. She was telling me yesterday when we were watching the new episode. She was telling me that this part was supposed to be like extremely emotional, but it became like emotionless. Alright, episode 3 of the beginning after the end was better in some ways, but also a bit disappointing. The animation improved compared to the last episodes. It was smoother and there were fewer slideshow-like scenes, which made it nicer to watch. I don't know, I still feel like there were still slideshows. However, one really thing that bothered me, Sylvia was animated in 3D. It didn't look good and it didn't match the rest of the animation. It felt cheap, like the studio just wanted to save money or time. Well, I just said that backwards. Her 3D model looked out of place and made emotional scenes feel less real. I bet you in the comics, in the webcomic, I bet you the scenes were better. I bet you. And this is just the beginning. Another problem was the relationship between Arthur and Sylvia. It felt strange and a bit forced. I could agree with that it felt a bit forced. It almost feels like they were trying to force the relationship of both of them, like as if like we were supposed to feel something in a short amount of time. Oh shit, it's a 2 rating. I did not know that. I couldn't connect with their emotions, I could agree. In the manhwa, it's a manhwa, their bond was strong and touching. I would have to read that on tapas. I'm gonna ask my sister how she read it. When they said goodbye, it really made me feel something. But in the anime, that moment didn't work. I felt nothing. It was too quick. There was no real build up to their goodbye. Everything felt a bit shallow and rushed. I think this part could have been much better. With more time and better direction, it could have been a emotional highlight of the episode. But like this, it didn't have the impact it should have. You see, I don't know what happened behind the scenes. Like, I really don't know what happened. But whatever happened behind the scenes of the beginning after the end, when they were doing the whole, like, planning the storyboards, planning the story, what made them think that it was a good idea to cut something extremely, like, powerful towards the main character? You don't do that. That's terrible storytelling. I'm not saying the author is. The author, because I haven't seen the webcomic fully, but I bet he did a fantastic job with the storytelling. But this isn't the author doing it. This is the director. This is on the director's part. I'm not saying it's the author's fault, because he didn't have a say. Remember, they don't get a say when their work is turning into like a show or like a live movie, whatever. They don't get that. Oh my gosh, I swear, a commercial. Stop. Is that the only one? I think so. I want to see the recent episode. Why should we ignore the animation? I'm confused. I keep pressing my live stream. Okay. Why should we ignore the animation? Huh? Some people say if we ignore the animation, the story isn't bad. Huh? What? No. That's like some Ruby shit right there. Remember? The animation was great, but the story was bad. And look how that turned out. But why should we ignore the medium core strengths? A good adaptation, it has to source, not beg forgiveness for its flaws. Source the readers deserve better. Anime watchers deserve better. Episode 4 is a slight step from rock bottom, but less awful. Is different from good. The beginning after the end's anime remains a soulless slideshow of what made the manhwa special. The beginning after the end's anime keeps failing the source material. Episode 4 rushed Tessia's intro. Her trauma and Arthur's moral conflict are reduced to generic shonen tropes. Their aka bond, feels unearned without the manhwa's announced build-up. Sylvia's legacy. I completely forgot about Sylvia. When I watched the new episode, I did not even know she existed. That is how much we've forgotten about her when we went into the episode. The pacing pushes emotional weight. Worst of all, the world feels hollow. This is an adaptation. It's a checklist of events without soul. 2 out of 10 only for the VS effort. This is really sad. I mean, I bet the author put his blood, sweat, and tears into his webcomic only for his anime adaptation to get like this. I feel like it's gonna get worse. There was one thing in the end, right? There was one thing in the end that wasn't in the webcomic and completely butchers everything. What about the episode 2? I want to see that. Oh, there's 2. High expectation, big disappointments. Oh man, what the hell is this ACAT? Oh jeez. It just keeps getting worse, huh? The beginning, okay, so should have known when none of their animes name were rated above 7 stars that this was gonna be horrible. I try to keep a silver of hope because you never know what after the Icarus Henry's something piece of an animation worse than Blue Lock season 2. Just to let you guys know, my fiance watches my videos. I want to see what he thinks of this. They're saying that the animation in Blue Lock season 2 was bad. What the heck? By the way, I knew this anime was cooked. I read the manhwa like 2 to 3 years ago and even read the novel, man, and this is how they do the fans. The animation and art style with this stupid PNG slides with shaking screens is not doing this series justice. If you have the time, please read the manhwa. You'll be surprised, I promise. How disappointed ACAT. Toromi should have chosen better. Like I said, he was naive. He wrote a statement pretty much confirming it, that he was naive, so I'm not surprised about this at all. Like, truly. Fans are clearly unhappy. Alright, so great story, poor adaptation, hope it gets better. It can improve, blah blah blah. Out of pity, people overreacting. So it seems that. Hold on, I want to search up this